Good morning, good afternoon, happy midnight. I don't know. Whenever you're watching this, I'm back in my little office with the boxes still up on the wall. And my voice is going out. I should have gotten some water. And my mouth is kind of noisy, but we're going to talk about Google Classroom today. So, this is my setup for Google Classroom, but because of FERPA and student privacy, what we're going to do is I'm going to make one with a different Google account, and then I'm going to show you what the teacher side looks like and what the student side looks like. We're going to do both of those things today. So what I'm going to do real quick is my mouse is so noisy, is I'm going to switch to a different Google account, go to Google Classroom, and we're just going to make a class. We're going to make a class called, hold on, I have to look at this. That's fine. I'm not doing it at an actual school. I'm just doing it for myself. Class name, Chachagra's teaching. Here's where I put the section in. This has nothing to do, like this could be period 7. It could be your room number. Like it's going to show up on the student side. I like to do it by period. So if it's period 7, this is teaching really. But if I do like algebra, it'll pop up with some options down here. So let's just do that, and then room 107. It's been a while since I've been in my room. That's just maybe just to help the kids find your room. I don't really know why that's on there. Maybe it's to keep you. Okay, so here's where I'm at. Immediately, I have this really gross background. The problem with this is that they make ones that are already like, there's this blank space over here. So I can pick a different one just fine. Like maybe I want to talk, that's the same one. Maybe I want this one. But if I upload my own photo, it'll gray it out and it kind of looks sad and lonely. So I don't recommend doing that until Google fixes that. And they've done it on purpose because some teachers will just make this like really gross, everything's there. But here, up there, I like how bright it is, so I use theirs. Okay, so immediately on here, this is the stream. I don't know why it's telling me all this stuff. I'm going to tell you what it tells it, but that's fine. So this is the stream. I can post let's say I want to post a welcome to session 1. 1. There we go. That works just fine for me. Now, if I have multiple sections, I should probably make another section so that way I have this option. Let me show you. Save. Classes. Okay, I'm gonna make another section just because I want to, I can even name this the same class, but this is period 3. And this, we'll call it Algebra 1. Guys, I can type, I promise. Same room. So what this does is that, there we go. When I go back to that one with my announcements, I can, right here, I can drop this down and do to multiple classes at the same time. And then one thing I can do is I can post it or I can save it. If I'm doing it with only one class, I can schedule for a different time, like maybe the first day of school or something like that. If I'm doing multiple, what they assume is that they're at different times. So if you're online teaching only, I would make one Google Classroom for each class type, not one per period that you have it in typical school. Okay, if you can get away with just having all of your Algebra 1s in one place, that's the best option for you because then you can schedule ahead. The other option is to schedule this for, sure, Monday at 8. And then if I go to the other one, do you see this little double arrow thing? It's recycling. I'm recycling an old post. So I can pick a different post from a different class. Why is my internet so slow right now? And that'll let me schedule both of them. and it's a pain. So really, truly, if you have multiple sections but they're all online, make them one section. It's fine. The only thing that'll mess up later is your grades. So I guess you have to decide if you want the easy part on the beginning or the easy part on the end. Let me press that button. There we go. So that was period 7 that I did that in, and there's my post. So I press reuse. And then that's the same one. I can schedule it for the exact same time. Okay. If you frequently post one at 8 and one at 9, it'll remember that, which is kind of nice. And I think that it remembers that it was Monday because every Monday I've been doing this, even though it's on a different Google form, so I'm not sure. Okay, so that's announcements. That's your stream. When a student opens your page, that's the first thing they see is all the stuff on here. But here's where it gets more fun. Again, it's telling me all the things that I'm about to tell you. So what I do is on here, I do like week 1, introductions. And then this is going to be, it's going to float down to the bottom. If I want them to be in order, I have to like put them in order again every time as I add more things. So what I usually do when I'm teaching is I'll do a material, go away, where I do like lesson 1. And what I'll do is I'll add a link, go away. I'll add a link to my YouTube channel where I've pre-recorded, I wonder if that actually goes somewhere. Yeah, no. I've pre-recorded my lesson, and so that's what they click on. And I say, you know, today we're talking about whatever it is. I don't know. Now, over here, I can choose which classes to do it to. The same thing happens if I do it to multiple. I can't schedule it. Okay, so that's, again, something that you kind of have to deal with. And then I want this to be in the week 1 introduction. So let's say I forgot that part. Let's say I post it. I can just drag this in here so it's in the right spot now. And then I also want to create an assignment. So this is, I'm going to call it assignment 1. I don't need to do instructions, but let me show you what happens if I add a document. Docs.google. I've typed so many things done wrong. I'm going to add a blank one, and I'll say number 1. Okay, that's all I needed. So then in my Google Drive, in recent, there it is. Isn't that so nice? And I want them to have their own version, because what I want to happen is I want the kids to have to fill out each question on the form. My other options are students view the file. They just look at it, and then maybe that's if I have instructions. I don't know why I would do that, because instructions can be right here, but, or they can edit it directly. That's if I want all of the kids with all of their thinking to be on the same page. It's also if I trust all the kids to not delete each other's work, because it's a straight up editing, like they can do anything. So I make a copy for each student. I'm going to make that out of 10 points, and it's going to be due on the 22nd. And I can choose a time, midnight apparently. And that's going to go also in week 1. So I'm going to assign that because I want you to see all these things. Okay. Now I call it assignment 1 because I wanted to show you later what the assignments look like versus what the questions look like. And so here's question 1. Oh. And then I want this to be multiple choice. True or false. And then I just want this to be 1 point. Do the same day. And still in week 1. So those are all the things that I can do. I can let the students see what everybody else has said, or I cannot. I probably prefer not to, but I'm going to do it just to see if I can see it ahead of time or not. I'm kind of curious. I've never let them see the class summary before. Okay. So, and then a quiz assignment. Makes a blank quiz in Google Forms, so you have to go edit it. I don't really want to do that. What I usually do is I make a Google form for myself, and then I put it on there. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do a party invite. Not for my kids, but you know, just as like a... Oh, by the way, I do Dungeons & Dragons. DearGaming365.com. All right, so then to do this and the assignment, what I'm going to add a Google Drive. My cat wants to be let in. And then this is here. So let me do quiz. That's going to be 100 points because it's a quiz. Due tomorrow in week 1 again. Okay, so I'm going to sign that. So all this is, there's a big old truck outside. I don't know. Yeah, you can totally hear that too. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. What I want to do is I'm going to go to people, and I want to add myself. Now, here's the other thing I can do is I can give them this class code, S742WH3. They can go to, they can do the little plus that I had. Do you remember that? They can do the same plus and join a class. It works just the same. Or I can manually add them if they're being stubborn. I can go to, let's see, this is that one. There we go. I'll email myself. So I don't show you my email. I'm actually going to go do this on my phone because I don't really want you to see all my emails. And so what it said though was that my email and my name is inviting you to the class TOG period 3. And I just press join. And then I have Classroom downloaded on my phone like a kid would. And it was, maybe I'll do that one. Here's the problem. And this isn't a Google address. And so I added myself as a different person, but it's okay. So here's me, right? That's me. If I had a parent, I have parents. If I had a parent attached to my Google account, it would show up right here. So some of my kids have that. My cat's being weird. And then now I have one student in here. I know. I have one student in here that is me, right? And these are the point values of the things. So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to sign in as me, the other me. Ooh, does it show you my password? No. Okay. So here's the class that I'm in. So I'm going to do these side by side. This side is me as a student. This side is me as a teacher. Okay, so I want you to see both of them. So if I come here, this is what a student sees. And parents, if you look at this is what a parent will see as well. And then there's an option over here to like send home a parent email. I don't know what those look like because none of my parents have responded. So I don't even know if it works, but that's fine. Okay, so here's what I see when I first log in. Actually, this is what I see when I first log in. If I had all 6 to 8 classes or whatever it is, they'll all show up here in different spots, just like these ones do. And by the way, you just drag and drop to rearrange them. Took me way too long to try that, just saying. Okay, so I see in my one class, I have something due Monday and I have something due Tuesday. There's this actually super cool addition over here that's to do, and it shows me the thing that's due Monday, the thing that's due Tuesday, and the thing that's due on January 22nd, which is next Monday. Next Monday. So it hasn't even shown up yet on my feed. And then once I do something, it'll show up under done. So that's actually pretty cool, and I can just click on it. The other way I can do this is by going to classes. I can click on it here, or I can just go into the class. Here's all the things that I've done so far as a teacher. I made a new assignment, I made a new question, I made a different assignment, and I did a new material. And I can also talk to the entire class. Me as a student can talk to the entire class. Yo, what's up, man? Okay. And it's posted. So over here, if I update my stream, there it is right there. Good news, I can delete it. I can also forever mute myself. So that way, if I have a kid that's spamming the stream, there might be a time when I don't get a chance to like stop it, but I can at least delete them and maybe even mute them for a long time. Okay, and then I think that this will go away in a little bit. Now, under classwork, here's my week 1. Why isn't that blue? Oh, it's blue because it's not blue because I don't have anything to do with it. It's just a lesson. Okay, so if I go to my quiz, here's my party invite. When I click the link, it takes me there. If I click the link, it takes me there on this page as well. So I can't edit it unless I go to the actual document it is, because this is the view version. So I can do all these things. My name's Grace, obviously. Yeah, I'll be there. 2 of us, me and my cat. I'll bring a salad. No dairy. That's actually true. And then that one. So there's my party invite. I'll open it. This assignment thing is kind of weird for a party invite, but it's fine. Okay, did that. It turned gray because I'm done. For my question, that's so totally true. Okay. Now notice that it didn't show me how many people had done it until after I turned it in, and I can't change my answer. So that's actually pretty cool. One of the things that I would caution against is that then the students might say, hey, Johnny, everybody else said true. When you do this assignment, you should say true as well. You know, like, be careful with that. All right, and then for my assignment, if I view the assignment, here's the cool part. Got it. It actually walks the kids through too. Here's my work that I'm gonna do. Let's say this is math, and I don't want to type in all the math into the document. If it's English, it's fine. If it's math, it's a little hard. One option that I actually tell the kids right on the form is that they can insert an image and they can take a picture of their work on a separate piece of paper. The other option, which is pretty cool, is that they can actually add another picture. Like they can add a file that's a picture from their either from their drive or upload it from a device. There's a Google app, it'll work just as fine. I wish I could plug my phone in. Some people have that option. And so I can actually add a document. Let me just add something. I don't know what. I don't know what this is, but questions for... No, I probably don't want to do that. Let me just add a document as if it's my work. I also can do that and then immediately edit it, and it named it really nicely for the teacher. It says Grace Alert Assignment 1, right? It's my name and the name of the assignment. Here, and then I insert my picture below. Okay, and then I can press turn in, which will, yep, it should attach it here. I don't know why. Oh, it's because it's, am I back to being a teacher? I'm totally back to being a teacher. It's fine, I don't care. Okay, so there's a turn in button though. Let me get rid of that because that's me as a teacher. That's confusing me. Okay, so that's saved, and I turn it in. And it says, are you sure? And I say, yes, I'm sure. All right. Now down here, there's these 2 options on every page so far, and I haven't really addressed them. If I want to just talk to the teacher, I type in here. I say the number 3 was confusing. Now I can do this before or after I turn in my assignment. So if I'm confused ahead of time, I can tell my teacher, hey, I don't understand this question, and then they might respond to me. We'll see. And then I can also say, yo, the answer is 5 to the whole class, which a lot of kids won't do. They know better. Not only do they know better because their teacher can see it, they also know better because they don't want to be wrong. And so this isn't going to be as common as private comments are. I do have kids who don't understand the difference and will message me a million times as a class comment. And I wish I could like move it to private, but I don't know if I can do that as a teacher. Hey Google, get on that. If you need any more questions, help me out. All right, so let me check my to-do list. I did it. Here's all my done work. Now there was one more thing in there if you remember correctly. Got it. Here's my lesson that I totally just made up a link, but I can click the link and go to YouTube if that was the case. Pretty cool. And then it'll only tell me the teachers, I think. I don't know if there's other students, if it'll tell them the students too. No idea. No clue. Haven't even thought about that. Okay, so that's the student side of it. Now let's go back to the teacher side. I'm actually going to make this big screen again. Come on. Big, there we go. It's because I have 2 screens, monitors. Okay, so over here in grades, now this is green. It's green because the student's done it and I haven't graded it yet. If the student did it late, like maybe I just posted it for like a minute before this and I'm late, it'll say, what it'll say? It'll say done late or turned in late or something like that, which is pretty cool because then I can see what I need to go back and do. And then if, oh shoot, let's say that I didn't actually do this one, but I just forgot to turn it in or something like that. I can still give them points and it'll say not turned in. So let me actually make one. Yes. 100 points. Okay. So over here, see how there's no due date on this one and it says yes? Oh, by the way, this new one without a due date, I don't know if it's in the to-do list or not. It totally is. Okay, good. But students, they'll see it in the to-do list, but they won't see it in their classes because it doesn't show up there, right? And then where's all my stuff due? Okay, so those are my things that are due. I wonder if they're blue because they're math. Like if I had a different class, it would be a different color, but I can still click it and go back to the thing. Pretty cool. Okay, so let's talk about the teacher side again. Nope, that's all my other classes. Okay, so let's say that the student, didn't do this, or did do this, but forgot to turn it in. This is common if it's like an online thing, like bigideasmath.com. I have the kids do their work on there sometimes, and they just do it and they don't turn it in on Google Classroom. This will say, when I return it to the student, it'll say not turned in right here. Okay, so that means that the student maybe started it, but then didn't turn it in. And then I still give them points for it. I did amazing on that quiz, that party quiz. I got this wrong and I did this right. So see how these are all drafts? Usually what happens is you do an entire line and then you press view submission. Oh, by the way, this is the best screen ever. I'll show you on the next one. But if I go left and right, it's the rest of the students that totally exist. And then what I do is I do return multiple submissions, and it's all my students are selected, and I press return. Sorry, the students that are selected that did their work and I graded it. So I do them all at once. What was the one that, I think it was this one. Yeah, so see how this one has the 2 attachments turned in? I can click on this to view them. I know, I don't care, it's fine. So over here, this is my student's work, totally did it. Here's the other version of the work. This could be a picture. It could be any kind of attachment on here. Something that's pretty cool is that the private comments are here, the grades here, and I can also do, go away. Let's say I want to make a comment bank. Oh, there we go. Great job. Looks like you need more practice. Take another look at whatever commonly missed question there is, number 8. So those are my comment banks. And so I don't know how to insert these actually. No. Do I drag it? You guys, I never used this before actually. Copy to clipboard. Paste. That works. And that will always stay here. Even if somebody does one later, I can still keep it there. That's pretty cool. And then, okay, so then I can return this one. Again, I would do return multiple submissions, but there's only one student in here right now. So I press return, and great. Okay. It says draft, but it's saving, so it's fine. Okay, I can also go back to the instructions if I ever forget what I assigned. This is common if I do a desmos.com activity, because I never know what the Desmos link was, so I just go back to check. I have not found a way to go back to the original set of questions, so I always have to go back through like this. Go away. And do this again. So then return. So that I graded the things. This isn't linked to Skyward. So if I want to go to Skyward at some point, I put these questions, or I put these assignments in. I do the same points as on here. It's great. But it doesn't link, so, but who cares? Like, it's not that hard. Sorry. I'm sorry if it's hard for you. I didn't mean it. Okay, so that is hopefully, I think that's everything. Oh, cool. And then I can click on, my student version of myself and see how they're doing, which I think is actually pretty cool. I usually see it across the way, but this is fine too. Those are all returned. This one's missing. Nothing's missing. Great. Now, let's just say that I didn't do something. Okay. So let me actually make this 0. Can I change this? I can. Okay. So I turned it in, me, the student. I noticed that the work was missing, or they said they turned it in, but I don't see anything different on the paper. So what I might do is I might say, I can't, like, I don't see your work here. I don't see your work. Help me find it. I never accuse them, never accuse them of trying to cheat the system. I never do that. I just say something like, hey, I don't see this thing. And then when I return it, it returns as 0. But if I erase this and return it, it returns as like a missing assignment. Like I still have to do it. And that's the difference between a 0 and a no number at all. So, not turned in anymore. Like it's blank, it's not green. And so I, as a student, let me pull up my student version again. Great. Beautiful. Can see these things and see that that's still something that I need to do. And then I can read I read the comment and I go, oh, okay, cool. She doesn't see my work. I'll have to do that again. Great. And then missings if it's late, so that's not going to show up on here. Okay. Is there anything else? This is my little to-do list. Again, for all of my classes, it shows up here, though, which I do like. If I just want it to be one class, but I like it how it's all classes. One of my friends is a mom with a student at my same high school, and she was confused why the things were showing up on to-do that weren't showing up in the Google Classroom. So as long as you attach these as assignments and not as materials, it'll show up in the to-do list. So notice that my the thing that I recorded, my lesson, didn't show up in to-do because it's just kind of extra when it's a material and not an assignment. So maybe, actually, let me see if I can do this. That's me as a student. I might be able to add this as like a question, because I bet I can add a YouTube link. Still, no. And do the question. So like, I watched the video. Option 1's yes. Option 2's no. I can even make this for no points, but who's gonna do it then, right? Because that would be the same as doing it as a lesson, but it'll actually show up for the student in their to-do list. If I refresh the stream. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so see how it turned blue? So I totally watched the video, miss. Definitely watched it. And then I probably would turn off this because I don't want the kids to know how many people didn't watch the video, and we're honest about it. Okay, hopefully that helps. Did you notice that? Okay, so this one's no due date. This one's due at a certain time. This one's just kind of due. I don't know what that time means. Like, I don't know what time that is, if it's just due. And then this was just posted because there's no due date attached to a lesson. So those are options. I think that's it, honestly. I hope that this helped. I'm here for any questions. grace.willard@live.com is probably the easiest way to get a hold of me in general, but you can also email me at gwillard@mbsd320.org. That's my school address, so if this is further in the future, maybe try the first one. If it's closer to 2020, I would recommend the latter. Excuse me. So, I hope you have a great day, or midnight, whenever you're watching this. Hopefully your classes go well the next day. And I'll see you later. Bye!